a lot of men just don't date anymore. Intimacy has become completely conditional. It's so funny because if a man fails to meet a woman's needs in a relationship, oh my gosh, she can post a video about it and there's thousands of comments of women in support of that. But if a man wants a little bit more physical touch in his relationship, he's the problem. He's the problem every time he has a need or want. Not only that, but a lot of men, once they actually commit to a woman, have noticed the intimacy drop to almost nothing or nothing. But her expectations out of the relationship grow or stay the same. How is that fair? Why would he want to date? He gets nothing that he wants out of it.
Why? Because women see us as a money tree than a human.
So this woman was in a restaurant. She's looking around and all she sees other women. Nobody on a date. No man and woman on a date. Just women, as she said, dating each other. So the commentary is that men don't want to be on dates anymore. They don't want to go out with women because it's a waste of time and money. So my question is, do men ever like going on a date? Do men like going on dates? They like going to restaurants and trying different foods and things like that. Is it something that they only did because women like to do it? Like if I'm going to get in a relationship and I say I want to go to a restaurant, am I making him do something that he doesn't want to do? A lot of men say they just rather stay home. But what do you guys think?
It is, if they know for sure the woman isn't using them for a free meal and will bail as soon as the date is over.
So I saw this interview of a guy asking a girl what she brings to the table, and her response is exactly why men are tired of dating. She basically said she doesn't have to bring anything to the table and got offended that he even asked her that question. This entitled mindset is why men are walking away from dating. Here's what I realized. Men have been taught since birth how to treat women, but we as women are taught our entire lives how to be treated by a man, not how to treat a man. Like, think about it. From the time we're little girls, we're told what we deserve, what we should expect, what standards we should have, but nobody teaches us what we should give, how we should support, or what we should contribute. Men from a very early age learn about respect, providing, protecting, leading, and making a woman feel valued. But what are women learning? How to receive, demand, expect, and be catered to? We're taught that we're queens who deserve to be worshipped, but nobody teaches us how to be the type of woman worth worshiping. And the dating advice women get from other women is so toxic. We have this mentality, if he won't, then someone else will. So if he won't pay for your dates or buy you expensive gifts or treat you like a queen, then guess what? Someone else will. Like, that's basically the dating advice for women, and it's so messed up. Like, imagine if the roles were reversed and men were like, if she can't cook or won't clean or support or respect me, then someone else will. Women would lose their freaking minds. And then y'all would start calling that toxic masculinity. We've literally created a generation of women who think they deserve everything while bringing absolutely nothing to the table. And then we wonder why men are walking away from dating altogether. Men are expected to have money, a career, a car, a house, emotional intelligence, leadership skills, the ability to provide and protect. But when they ask what women bring, suddenly that's offensive. Meanwhile, men are working on themselves, building their careers, focusing on their fitness and finances, learning how to be a better partner. And what are women doing? Complaining that there are no good men while refusing to become good women. The dating advice for women has become what can you get, not what you can give. It's about finding someone who serves you, not someone you can serve alongside. And here's the contradiction that nobody wants to talk about. Us women can't say, get rid of the patriarchy, and then expect men to give you patriarchal privileges. You can't demand equality and then still expect men to pay for everything, approach you first, and provide for you. We want to tear down traditional gender roles when it benefits us, but keep them when they serve us? That's not equality. That's having your cake and eating it too. And then we act shocked when men choose to focus on themselves instead of dealing with entitled, demanding women who offer nothing but expect everything. This is why men are going their own way. This is why they're choosing peace over relationships. We literally made dating not worth their time or energy. You can't expect to receive what you're not willing to give. Like attracts like, so become the person you want to be with. Stop asking what men can do for you and start asking what you can do for them. That's how you become irreplaceable.
As a man, There is no valid reason to be in a relationship anymore. There's none. Being single is so peaceful and makes us happy that we don't need a woman no more. The moment a woman can show me that she could be my peace and happiness, then I'll consider dating again. It's not worth it anymore.
Romance is nothing more than a mating call that men use to be able to have sex with women. It's really that simple. Very rarely are you going to find men that continue the same level of romanticism that they had in the beginning of the relationship, because men are not inherently romantic. It is a type of mating call. It is simply an investment that they make with their time, money, and energy to have you lower your guard, to feel more comfortable, to be able to sleep with them. Once they're able to sleep with you regularly, and once they actually get you in a relationship, their efforts are always quickly going to dwindle down, because why would they need to continue to be romantic to you when you're still giving them access to sex? And then not only that, you're giving them more access to other things over time, despite their reduced effort and romanticism due to the fact that they have now decided to commit to you, which we know that that's not happening, but that's a different video for a different day. A lot of women always fall for the okie doke of like, oh, he got me roses, he got me flowers, he got me chocolates, he took me to this nice restaurant. Okay, why wouldn't he do that if he wants sex? Right? Like, come on, that's pretty much a mating call, right? When peacocks show their feathers, when spiders use the web and they spin around all these things and like make this little intricate gift for the female spider. It's the same exact thing. He's going to court you, he's going to spend money, he's going to be very sweet and loving to you, so that way you can sleep with him and give him the opportunity to mate. Once he does that, in most cases, not all men, because y'all love to get on here and be like, well, my husband doesn't do that. My boyfriend, we've been together for 25 years and he takes me out on a date every single day. So now I have to start saying not all men, because people don't have fucking common sense. But anyway, not all men. However, I would say a large majority of them just simply see romanticism as a way to get into your pants quicker. And once they feel comfortable enough, and once they feel as though they have enough access to you, their efforts are truly going to reduce over time, because they already have access to you and they don't want to be romantic. Like, men don't wake up one day and say, oh my God, I'm going to find a woman and I can't wait to take her out on dates and I can't wait to buy her all these things and I can't wait to make her happy. They're not thinking that, okay? They're simply being nice. They're simply doing all the things that way they can have sex with you, okay? They're not doing it because they actually like you. They're not doing it because they actually see you as somebody special. It is 1000% transactional on their end. Once they are able to get the full transaction completed, men don't see the need to continue to be romantic because they don't want to be romantic. It's just something that society tells them to do that they know that impresses women. And so they understand that that will increase their chances of being able to sleep with you. Especially now when these men are asking to go 50-50. These men are expecting sex after one date when they're spending $100. Then that makes it very easy to use romance as a way to be able to get access to women, because if men are over here trying to sleep with you after one date, but then you have a man over here that's buying you shit, doing everything, I mean, come on. That makes it very, very easy for men that actually do use romance to be able to have access to women that they want. So personally, I would never be impressed by romance. I've really never been impressed by romance because it's a very low budget, very low effort, a very low return thing on that you're getting to put yourself in a predicament where you can get an STD, you can get pregnant, and then also you're exchanging your energy with a man who in most cases has not addressed his trauma. He has a lot of repressed emotions. He has a lot of generational issues. He has a lot of demons that he is fighting. He has a lot of things that he's holding on to that he is now passing on to you while you all engage in intercourse. Some roses and flowers and some sweet nothings, in my opinion, ain't really worth all of that for what it is that you're giving up just to have a man be romantic to you. Romanticize yourself. And if you do want to deal with men, deal with them only while they're being romantic. And the standard needs to be very high of the romanticism that you are accepting from these men. Once the romance stops, you stop talking to them, find another guy, wash, rinse, repeat.
Well, you say this because you clearly don't know how far men would actually go for a woman they love. And that's because it's now a rare phenomenon. Women don't love men unconditionally and believe in hypergamy. Therefore, this is exactly the type of men we find in abundance now. 'Cause you made them adapt.
Someone on here said that once you're able to recognize when a man hates his partner, it's almost impossible for you to unsee it, and it is so true. I just came back from a work conference, and while traveling at the airport, I didn't have my son, so I was people watching, and I saw so many couples where it was very clear that the man hated the woman. Here's an example. There was this stunning girl at the gate. As soon as I got to the gate, I noticed her. She was like one of the most beautiful women I've ever seen. Her makeup was done. She was so put together. She had a nice outfit on, and I thought she was traveling alone. Actually, the guy she was sitting next to was traveling with her, and the only way I knew that is because when we started boarding, he hopped up and got in line to board and left her with 2 roller bags, her purse, her jacket, and a coffee to manage. And she called out to him. She was like, babe, babe, babe. And finally, he came back. He took 1 bag, and he went back in line. He boarded that flight with his back turned towards her the entire time. She had like 3 things in her hands, and he did not speak to her for the entire boarding. Obviously, I don't know the full situation there, but like, take a bag, help your girl out.
We know men are done, and the ones who are stuck can be seen frustrated from miles away.
Men really be hating their girlfriends. The other day I was talking to my bro, right? And we got on the topic of like men cheating. And I'm just like, bro, if you gotta get to the point of cheating, just leave. Like, it's never that serious. And he was just like, nah, like, imagine you've been with a girl for like 2-3 years or whatever. Like, things are not gonna always be the same no more, but it's like you don't want to leave her, so it's just like you gotta go out and do you. And then he described the scenario when he was with his ex-girlfriend, and he was just like, yeah, bro, like anytime that girl would come around, I'll just be like, like mad angry. And I'm just like, yo, imagine you are so in love with a man, you're just like, my man, my man, my man, and the whole time this man is like grunting every time you enter the room. He's sad. He's mad. No way. And then I remember that trend on Twitter when guys were like talking about stuff that they hate that their girlfriends do. For example, this one guy was talking about when she sends me selfies, and he was just like, oh, like, why are you sending me pictures? Are you homosexual?
This generation really is cooked, especially what women have done to men.
Woo! Some of y'all women gonna get mad at me today, so if you can't take constructive criticism, baby, keep on scrolling. Many of you women are not really what you think you're cracked up to be. Like, some of y'all are really not great people to be in relationships with. Y'all know I work with couples every single day, and I'm gonna go ahead and make a list of everything that I have to work through. First things first, quit coming into relationships trying to make a man secure your insecurities. That's your job. If you lack confidence, if you have low self-esteem, if there's still trauma that you're operating in, if you're self-critical, if you're judgmental when it comes to yourself, if you blame yourself, if you're still operating in guilt and trauma and everything else, baby, that's for you to handle, not him. Respect his space. Like, stop becoming so preoccupied and hyper aware of what a man has going on. As soon as you see his mood is off a little bit, you start becoming overwhelming. What's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong? Let me tell you how men are. A lot of men, when they are going through stuff, they may end up withdrawing or retreating because they're trying to figure it out. They're not always upset at you. Their moods are not changing just because of you. People go through things in a way that men are. They don't express themselves as much as we do as women. It's okay. Give that man some space. Oh yeah, the clinginess. Clinginess is cute to an extent, baby, but once you become codependent and you're always getting jealous whenever this person goes out, and you become anxious whenever they're not around you, you start blowing up their phones when they go hang out with their friends, that is problematic, and you're gonna push them away. As much as many of you all don't want to believe it, it's absolutely okay for a man to admire another woman. As long as it is a quick look, boom, and he's not staring, and he doesn't have a wandering eye, and he's not impulsive, and he's not a cheater. If he's all of those, baby, why are you with him in the first place? You're ignoring the red flags. You're settling. As long as that man is not window shopping or ordering off the menu, relax. He has a visual appetite. If he sees a beautiful woman, it's okay to admire. Just like if you see a handsome man, you're gonna admire him too. Relax. Stop letting yourself go. Just because you're in a relationship doesn't mean that you need to stop doing everything that you did in the beginning, if you always kept your skin together, your nails together, your lashes together, your hair done, your body was waxed up at the beginning, keep that same energy. Hold your end of the relationship. Remember, visual. A man still has a visual appetite, and he loves what he sees, baby, because you're going to stimulate a whole lot more in him. Don't let yourself go because you secured the relationship. As much as you want to believe it, you're not always right. As much as you want to always be in control, you have to let some things go, baby. You cannot love a man the way you want to love him. If you study him, if you pay attention, if you actually listen, I guarantee you he would tell you how to love him. You cannot limit the way you love him to a love language. That's why I hate the conversation of love languages. You can ask a man, what's your favorite love language? And he can say, oh, acts of service. And you think that's all you have to do to love him? No, baby, you got to study your man. Stop nagging him all the time. It's perfect. Okay, quit always expressing your dissatisfactions. If you see he's putting in efforts in other places, please uplift those efforts. Acknowledge him. Show that you appreciate that. If it's something like a pet peeve, baby, compromise. I know a lot of women have a hard time compromising. Baby, you got to find a middle ground. Sometimes it's just not worth you bringing up a dissatisfaction. A lot of you all just be nagging. You're pushing that man away. It's okay. He's not always going to fit your idea. He's not always going to satisfy you in every area. Baby, I promise you, every trait that you may have on your beautiful checkoff list, he may not measure up to every single one of them. That's why you have to be selective. But stop nagging all the time. You can't read minds and you can't predict the future. So stop trying to interpret things and stop trying to jump to conclusions. Baby, it's not healthy. It's a distorted way of thinking and it will kill your relationship. Being independent is okay, but why do you have to be so independent that you're unreceptive? Men love to be needed. If you're so independent that you won't even allow him to help, what is he there for? Stop involving everybody in your relationship. I don't care if it's friends or family. They have no place to be in your relationship. So stop involving them. Their opinions do not matter. Their advice does not matter. They are not the person that you were sleeping with. Relax. You think you're doing something when you're comparing your man to everybody else. You're comparing your man to your best friend's husband, yada, yada, yada. And now he's pretending to be something that he's not. That's very uncomfortable for a man. Baby, constructive criticism and destructive criticism are real things. If you're always criticizing, you're going to push him away and he's going to end up faking things and that's going to make him unhappy and then the intimacy is going to decline. And whose fault is that going to be? Yeah, because you were comparing. Many of you ladies are not the inspiration that you think that you are. I'm sorry to break it to you. If you're always operating in your comfort zone and you refuse to take risks and you lack intellectual intimacy, you don't go out there and try to learn new things, baby, you're not reaching new opportunities, you're always low in your confidence, you're not really inspiring this person. If this person is trying to grow, and you want to stay and you want to be on social media or on your phone and everybody else's business, and you're not really doing anything to add to his fruition, baby, eventually he's going to grow without you. Pessimism. Stop being negative all the time. Communication. Learn to listen. Validate their experiences. Don't interrupt. You know what? The list can go on. Just work on your communication, baby, okay? Now, I know some of y'all gonna get to the end of this video and be like, Look, if you want a healthier relationship, start taking criticism. Take each piece if it applies and let it apply. If it doesn't, then go on about your business. But if you want a healthier relationship, if you're dating, if you're a girlfriend, if you're a wife, whatever it may be, you want a healthy relationship, baby, take the criticism as constructive. Take it as a learning tool. Use it and change.
So many men should send this to all the women in their lives. But maybe they won't, because they all want peace.
You're in a relationship, you are with a guy, but he's losing attraction to you. You can feel it, you can see it, it's visceral, you have instinct, you're a woman, he's losing interest in you. Before you leave him, which is the common advice, because then we'd be leaving everybody all the time, he does this wrong, he sneezes, he loses attraction, we leave them. Instead of that, I want you to do these two things first, and then a bonus at the end, okay? Thing number one, I want you to evaluate yourself first. Have you been stressed, reactive to him? Have you given up your hobbies, started thinking about him more than you think about yourself, thinking about where he is during the day, thinking about where he goes, trying to preempt his needs, trying to mother him by asking him what he's eaten, what he needs to eat, what he needs to do, telling him off about things that he has done, eaten fried food, not worked out, nagged him about taking you out more, nagged him about needing more attention, gone on about the fact that he's losing interest in you, moaned about the fact that he's not sleeping with you, completely put him first, decided to make not yourself happy, but be good at everything in his life and basically be the do-gooder. Are you those things? Those are about 15 things. That's the first thing you're going to do. How many of those things have you done? Second action you're going to take, you're going to throw all those things in the bin. You're not going to do them again. Instead, you're going to focus first on yourself. Every time you think about him, you're going to do something useful for yourself. Drink a green juice, have a coffee, go to the gym, write that book you've been meaning to write, finish your work for your college, whatever it is. Every time you think about him, that's your penance to do something for yourself. You're going to hang out with your friends. You're going to do your hobbies. You're going to get obsessed with the journey that you're on, how you look, what you're doing, where you're going, the college you want to get into, the job you want to get, all those things. If he's not made time with you and you've made time with your friends, you're not going to cancel, my friend. You're not going to cancel. You're going to go ahead and do that thing you were doing with your friends, no matter how much it kills you, okay? That's what you're going to do, because he's not reserved that time with you. You are stop nagging him. You're going to stop telling him what to do. You're going to stop mothering him. You're going to stop all of that. You're going to be almost selfish. It's all about you. You're going to make you happy, and you're going to stop being the good girl. You're going to give it 3 months. You are not going to speak on it 3 months. And then write me what happens. Last but not least, my 20 feminine energy principles. When you're in your feminine energy, you are magnetic, baby. You are magnetic to men. I've put it on discount. It's in my link in bio. Go get it if you want to. Don't if you don't want to. Those are my 20 feminine energy principles, from start, which is confidence, to the end, which is dating. So do those 2 things, and bonus if you want to. And come back and tell me, because Mummy knows. Mummy wouldn't lie to you.
The thing is, as soon as you feel like you're nagging him all the time, you don't really like him. You like a version of him that exists only in your head, and he won't become that person. So even if he wants you again in 3 months, you won't be happy with him in the long run.
Take care of the man that takes care of you. There's so much advice on the internet telling women to, play men, get that money, do that, whatever. You're going to do that. But when you have a good man, make sure you take care of him. Make sure he is fed. Make sure his mental health is right. Make sure that he is working out. Make sure that he is not drained. Make sure that his back is rubbed. Make sure that he has a home-cooked meal every day if that's what he wants. Don't be spending all his money while he's high and dry and broke and you loaded over there. I feel like we have gotten to this mentality of like the rappers' girlfriends and baby mamas, and everybody want that kind of lifestyle. Women who are actually looking for a partner. If you are looking for marriage and happiness and stability and companionship, you cannot be selfish. Now, if that man ain't worth nothing and you just getting what you can out of the situation, then by all means do you, boo. But if that man makes sure that you are respected, happy, taken care of, have all the nice things that you like, you need to make sure that he gets the same in return. I feel like this is why a lot of men are getting to the point where they're saying like marriage is no point for men. What are they getting out of marriage? And it's the same way for women. They feel like they're not getting certain things out of a marriage. But speaking from a perspective of having a good man that takes care of you, it has to be reciprocated. Don't be selfish, please. Not with a good man.
What's something you'll get a lot of hate for if you say it out loud?
Men grow up their whole lives being taught how to treat a woman, but never what to expect from one. While women grow up their whole lives being taught what to expect from a man, but never how to treat one. And that imbalance is quietly destroying all modern relationships. Because from a young age, men are taught to open doors, pull out chairs, be patient, be understanding, be accommodating, prioritize her needs, and absorb her complaints. But no one ever teaches them how to set boundaries. No one ever teaches him that his needs, his desires, his emotional safety actually matter too. So he grows up over-giving, over-functioning, self-abandoning. And when he finally starts to feel that all his efforts are unseen, unappreciated, and most importantly, unreciprocated, when he finally realizes that they are not going to treat him the way that he treats them, he doesn't explode. He goes quiet. He withdraws. When he does this, that withdrawal gets labeled as emotional unavailability, disinterest, as him not caring anymore. So what does she do? She goes and vents to her friends. And what do? They all validate her feelings, tell her she deserves more. And we all know what path that leads to. But what never gets examined, the question that women never seem to ask, what could she do to make things better? What did he need and never received? This is why most relationships get to a point where they are filled with resentment instead of love and attraction. And that's where men stop showing up, not because they don't care, but because caring has cost them too much for too long. And here's the truth most people don't want to hear. A man who knows his value stops chasing her approval, stops trying to do anything he can to make her happy. He starts setting his boundaries, his standards. And when he does, this type of dynamic either rises to meet him where he's at, or he will walk away because a toxic relationship like that is far beneath him. And that's not arrogance. It's self-respect and self-care. Something that men have been taught they are not allowed to do for far too long. Stay strong, Kings.
Until modern women relearn how to communicate, love, and respect men, we will never feel comfortable completely loving women.
Men have given up, men don't see the point in dating, and women can't find a man that matches what they're looking for in terms of the value they provide. So it's just this mess, it's just this chaotic circle of like no one's getting what they want. And I think the only way to solve that, as it's always been, is traditionally men need to just take charge. They need to take that life back in them and think, right, what do I want? Well, I want a good woman by my side. Okay, well, am I more likely to get a good woman by my side by going to the gym, looking after my finances, dressing well, smelling nice, improving my charisma and my communication skills, and just everything else that makes you an attractive individual? Just be a better version of myself. Is that going to hinder me? Or is it going to at least increase my chances? Whether I have negative perceptions on the dating market, whether I've been heartbroken or hurt before, is it more likely to find me a better partner by working on myself than it is just giving up and sitting on my sofa and playing Xbox?
Nope, not at all happening. We don't want to take charge because there are no worthy women left to take charge and responsibility of. End of story. Thanks for watching Manhood. If you want access to exclusive episodes and want to support the channel, hit that join button and become a member. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video if it hit home. Drop your stories and thoughts in the comments. We read everyone. See you tomorrow.